Let me start this video off by saying I am not a content creator, this is just my hobby. I know many of you dislike the text-to-speech voices, but I have no choice. Recording and editing takes a lot of time, and I can't stand doing voiceovers, so this is just much quicker for me. I try to use the least annoying voice possible. This is the build of SIM-LAB's new P1X Pro. The first step is building the frame. You'll need 2 of the 5 boxes for this step, the box that contains the hardware and the box that contains the profile. These 2 pieces of profile appear to be the same size, but there's a 10mm difference. Use the longer of the 2 for the center support. Here you can see I mixed them up, and when using the longer piece of profile for the end of the frame, it's too wide and doesn't line up. With these new style brackets, it took a minute to swap out. Not having to mess around with T-slot nuts and corner L brackets saves a lot of time. I could not find my rubber mallet, so I had to improvise to get the end caps on. Next, we'll install the seat bracket profile supports. The measurements I'm taking are based on my current P1X setup, which uses SIM-LAB's bucket seat bracket set. Next up, the pedal tray. The profile and hardware is in a separate box, which is 4 of 5 boxes. These version 2 brackets are much easier to use. I know it's a moot point, as some don't make adjustments once everything is dialed in, but if you had to, it's just quicker. By the way, the entire build took me just over 3 hours. If I wasn't recording, it would have taken about an hour and a half, if that. I created my own rubber mallet using blue painter's tape as a cushion on my hammer. It's the best I could come up with at the time. I did not want to force the pedal tray down into the base and risk scratching the profile, so I loosened up one side of the base and the pedal tray dropped right in without forcing it. Don't forget to tighten up the base if you loosened it for the pedal tray installation. This step is specific to my build. I am measuring for placement on the uprights to leave room for the sandwich plates to mount the actuators to the base. Because the actuators utilize the bottom 2 slots on my P1X, I came up with the idea to use the original P1X sandwich plates as a workaround to get them mounted to the new P1X Pro, which only has a top and bottom slot on the base profile. By the way, the blue painter's tape is to avoid scratching the profile when sliding sandwich plates or anything else around. Moving on to the build and installation of the wheelbase mount. In my case, I'm using the Fanatec Podium mount for the DD2. The profile and hardware are in a separate box, which was the 5th of 5 boxes. At the bottom right of the screen, you'll notice the CSL spacers, which you do not use for the Podium DD1 or DD2. The Podium mount will get adjusted once I transfer all of my gear over from my P1X. The final step of the build is the side mount. This caused me a bit of confusion because the manual, pictures on the SIM-LAB website, and the few videos I've seen from others on YouTube show the top horizontal profile with flat ends, whereas mine had one end angled. SIM-LAB said it was an error during the first production runs. It doesn't affect anything, it's aesthetics only, and it doesn't bother me. I'm referring to this end of the profile. It should be flat and not angled. Tighten everything up on the side mount and that's it. The build of the P1X Pro is completed. My thoughts so far, I love it, but if you already own the P1X, the upgrade is a want, not a need. I'm sure serious sim racers will notice the improved rigidity, but I'll likely never notice it. My game of choice these days is American Truck Simulator. Not only do the angled uprights and version 2 brackets give the cockpit a more sleek look, it's much easier to make adjustments without the corner L brackets. I'll be posting the build of the new version 2 style freestanding single monitor stand with the triple upgrade kit plus the quad add-on. Following that, I'll post a video of the full setup of the P1X Pro as I transfer all of my gear over from my P1X, plus install some new things I picked up. You can follow me on TikTok as well if you prefer short-form videos. Thanks for watching.